This is one of the most important archaeological findings ever made in Jerusalem. It helps us understand a major event in the Bible, and it was discovered completely by chance. The year was 1880. A 16-year-old boy named Jacob Eliyahu walked into an ancient water tunnel known as the Siloam Tunnel. The underground passage was known to explorers at the time, but it was not well understood. It was dark and dangerous. 6 meters into the tunnel, Eliyahu slipped and fell in the water. When he picked himself up, he noticed his candle illuminating some strange writing on the tunnel wall. The inscription was in ancient Hebrew, in a style that was common in the 8th century BCE. The text commemorates the digging of the water tunnel where it was discovered. It says, "The tunneling is completed, and this is the account of the tunneling. While the hewers were swinging their axes one group towards the other, with 3 cubits yet to be hewn, a man's voice was heard calling out to his fellow worker. For there was a fissure in the rock to the right and to the left. And on the day of the tunneling the hewers bore through, one man towards the other, axe upon axe, and the waters flowed from the source to the pool, 1,200 cubits, and 100 cubits was the height of the rock above the heads of the hewers." The inscription is anonymous. No names, no credit to a king, no praise to a deity, just the simple triumph of workers. What more can be known about this treasure from the 8th century BCE? The Bible describes a water tunnel project in Jerusalem from the 8th century BCE. 2 Kings 20:20 says that King Hezekiah made the pool and the conduit and brought the water into the city. The Bible and archaeology suggest that the Siloam Tunnel is King Hezekiah's tunnel. Why was the tunnel constructed? To answer this question, we must go back in time to the late 8th century BCE. The Assyrian army had captured the northern kingdom of Israel. The kingdom of Judah in the south was on its own. It paid tribute to the Assyrians. But when Hezekiah became king of Judah, he refused to pay. The Assyrian king Sennacherib responded by marching to Judah. Hezekiah was in trouble. Jerusalem would soon be under siege. 2 Chronicles 32, verses 2 through 4 says, "When Hezekiah saw that Sennacherib had come, intent on making war against Jerusalem, he consulted with his officers and warriors about stopping the flow of the springs outside the city, and they supported him. A large force was assembled to stop up all the springs and the wadi that flowed through the land, for otherwise, they thought, the king of Assyria would come and find water in abundance." Hezekiah knew that Jerusalem's weakness was its water supply. Jerusalem's water source, the Gihon spring, was outside the city walls. Hezekiah needed to ensure that people inside the city could have safe access to water during the siege. He also needed to prevent the Assyrian invaders from having access to the water. The solution was to dig a tunnel that would carry water from the Gihon spring to a protected pool inside the city walls. 2 groups of workers chiseled the rock from each end. After long days of hard work, the 2 groups of diggers met. Water soon began to flow from the spring to the pool. Jerusalem would now be able to survive a siege. Sennacherib would later brag in his annals, "As for Hezekiah, I shut him up like a caged bird in his royal city of Jerusalem." But Sennacherib did not conquer Jerusalem. The city was safe for now. Archaeologists are still debating how Hezekiah's workers managed this impressive engineering feat with such precision over a distance of 533 meters. It was an enormous achievement, commemorated with a plaque that a Jerusalem boy would stumble upon 2,600 years later. You can walk through Hezekiah's tunnel today in Jerusalem, in the city of David. You can see the Siloam inscription in the Istanbul Archaeology Museums. If you want to learn more about it, check my sources in the description below.